Hey boardies, welcome to AmassGames. My name is Simon. Today we're doing how to set up, play and review for the game 6nimmt or 6nimmt brettspiel, aka 6nimmt board game or 6nimmt the board game. Now this happens to come in two varieties. If you see my how to set up, play and review teaser, trailer, preview, unboxing video, you'll notice that so ultimately you have this side up and you also have this side up. I'll be just talking you through the base game. There are many variants and expansions for this. I'll be talking to you about the core requirements, the key mechanisms going on in this particular game. Again, if you want to check out my videos for 6nimmt, also for 10nimmt, amongst many others, please do so on the channel. You're going to take a playing piece colour. I tend to play purple if I can, for example, obviously my last name being lavender. So you'll take this and you're going to place it on the 0 space. That's going to go here. As you had to see, I do have to make sure all of this does fit in shot. It's quite a long board. You're then taking 12 tiles. You're taking them face down, so make sure all these tiles are flipped over first. And make sure, obviously, you have 12. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, got lucky there. You're going to put them behind your board. Now, it is wide enough that you can get 6 apiece. And it's quite tall, so it's good and bad. It's good in the sense that people won't see what you have. The downside is it can get knocked, so do watch out. You might want to use game trays and stuff like that I do have, and you can see videos for that on the channel as well. Aim of the game, get the most points and you win. The game says it takes about 25 minutes or so, and I think that's very accurate. It is quicker than 6nimmt. So, what are we doing on a turn? Well, you're going to automatically, simultaneously take a tile, so grab one of these, and at the same time, every other player is going to grab one too, reveal them, and whoever's got the lowest number is going to go up first. Now, before I finish doing this, I do need to finish setup. I'm taking 4 tiles at random and placing them out here. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so 4 tiles out, and we have to flip over 2 tiles. And that is interesting. So the lowest number we'll come back to because it is lower than all the others. So if you've seen other 6nimmt, that's important. But for now, this is a 60. So it's going to go the next highest base up, which is higher than 48, but it's lower than 70. So yeah, basically it's going to be the immediate difference or the smallest difference to the next largest number. Okay, now if it happens to be lower in this instance, what you're going to do is place on top of the highest number, which happens to be a 20, and that's it. You're not being penalised whatsoever. You're not starting off a new row, anything like that. And you're going to keep on going. So I know this is illegal, but let's just say I've put a tile here, and let's just say I put a tile here. Now what happens when you put a tile here? You're going to get positive points equal to the amount of horns that you've got on here. So you've got a green, which is positive, red a negative. So you can never get a positive score in regular one, ultimately trying to get the least negative points. And here we go. I'm going to get myself 1 point. Again, just to reiterate, it's 1 times this. So it's one of these plus that. So it's one of them is there. If it had a 2 on it or a 3, guess what? You're getting 3 points. And then we go again. So let's just say, let's move it around like this for the time being. We reveal another one, and let's say, oh no, it's a high value. Well, in this case, it would go here. But let's say I had the 47, but I don't. But imagine I happen to be going here because this was a lower value, something like that. What happens now? You're going to score negative points. 1, 2, 5, 9. I think it's 8. 8 points. 8 points negative. So now I'm going to go back to -7. These shamrocks are in the expansion, so I won't be talking about them now. If you do want to see some more information though, it may be a separate video, please let me know in the comments, and also check out the descriptions. I'll add more information. That's in the YouTube element. If you see this anywhere else, please comment in the YouTube video part of it. And over here, so now what happens? Well, these are going to go away, so they are discarded for the game. And now this moves down a section. So from now on, if you've got higher than 88, you can start playing out along here. As per usual, if you happen to be going here, let's say with this, you're going to score yourself 5 points, obviously subject to all the rules. And now this row is out of action. If you happen to go here, obviously you're also going to be scoring points. Over here you get double. So if I happen to have a 3, then that's going to give me 6 points. Again, when you reach the end of the row, you start a new row. Now interesting, when you reach this row, from now on until these are all covered over, now it's in action because it's now been activated. You're playing 2 simultaneously. So now let's say, based on the standard law, they happen to play those 2. I happen to play these 2, and in turn order, obviously a 3 is obviously lower than all the others, so it goes to the next highest number, or the highest number there is. It's going to go here. I've got 42, so that's going to go up the top here, and 53 is going to go 42, 53, I think it's going to go here presently. 80 is going to go up here, so I'll score myself 3 points. So, again, they're still visible. We're still playing out 2 tiles until these gets covered over. So I've got 78 and, I don't know, let's see, 33. They've got 63 and 55. And this instance, again, I'm going first. So I've got 33. The next lowest one is going to be here. They've got 55. So I think they're going to slot in here. 63. I think they're going to go in there. Again, they're going to lose themselves 1 point. And then over here, 78 is going to go up here. I'll be getting 2 points. Now, again, once these are covered, you're going back to a single tile. So once they've all gone, let's just say we've placed out these, and now we're going to move on. So we place these all out. We're now on to the next row. Now, you have 12 tiles. How many rounds are there in the game? It depends on the number of players. I'm going to talk to you about the 2-player mode. I'll tell you why, because you do 2 rounds. The reason why I'm telling you this is just because of how things work later on. Now, when you reach the final row and you can no longer place out tiles, then the way it's going to work is you go into the next gap. So if there's a gap here, then you're going to place tiles up here. So if this has been cleared, remember they get cleared off. As you can see, we've got gaps here. But if you complete this row, then you're going to go back and complete these ones again. So as a reminder, we have a few rules. We've got this, which means you're playing out 2 simultaneously, which speeds things up a bit. These will give you negatives. And over here, if you happen to land here, you're going to get yourself 5 points. If you land here, you get 7, obviously. -5, -7, -10, +8, and +10. Obviously, lots of negatives. And in fact, the final score in the last game, which was us 2, it happened to be only 1 point in it. So it doesn't matter how far and how many times you keep hitting the -44, you're just going to stay there. I happened to be way up here and I slowly just trailed. I was in the lead over in a positive amount for quite a while, and then it happened to be that I did, I think, bounce off here and ended up with 1 point in it. The gameplay itself, there was a lot of laughter and fun, so it's a very much enjoyable game. It's one of those games that I think you almost get more enjoyment out of it playing it than you kind of the memories you get afterwards, but definitely a family favourite. And again, with all player counts, again, only plays up to 6, it works well as well. So I do recommend this. I'd give this maybe an 8 out of 10 currently. I think it's a great rating, and I think that's a lot higher than average, which is my 6.35 or so. The tiles are fine. They're quite nice to play. Obviously, they are double-sided. I don't know if they did need to be. And the fact is, of course, when you see someone playing these upside down, you go, oh no, let's put it that way up. Again, it's double-sided, so there's lots of different options going in too. Like I said, those are expansions. That's what the card's involved for. I won't be talking to you about that now. That's just to give you the gist about the core differences. The key thing about this game is, do I want to play this thing or this thing? Do I want to chance it? Do I want to play that push your luck? It's very much a fun party element of, you know, do I want to score -5 or maybe complete a row, which is going to lose me more points, but it means I won't then maybe get a -7. Do I want to play a very high number, but that means I can't play any lower numbers, so I've got to start from the start again. So lots of things to change around. Obviously the 55 is different. It's only got 3 minus points or 3 horns as opposed to the usual 7 in the base game. Like I said, pieces are nice. This is fine again as well, but you've got to keep an eye out if you do want to obviously sort them lowest to highest. You've got to be aware of the fact that it's a bit tight, and like I said, you've got to make sure you do that almost before you place them in here because it does wobble around a bit. But yeah, nice coloration. Like I said, nice board. Nice table presence as well. I think the colours look quite cool, and I'll have to put that away separately in a second. But yeah, that has been 6nimmt by Amigo, and again by Wolfgang Kramer. Loads of videos in the channel by him. And again, if you want to see obviously all my other videos to do with either of them, you can check out my playlist for Amigo Spiel, a playlist for Wolfgang Kramer. I'll probably be doing one for brettspiel, obviously for 6nimmt as well. There's also the How to Set Up, Play and Review playlist, the Family Weight playlist, amongst many others. Also the award-winning playlist, because I'm still going to bundle this in with the 1994 award. Okay, so thanks very much for watching. I'll speak to you again soon. You can support the channel via Patreon and via Linktree. There are occasionally competitions. Keep checking back and link and click through there. And lastly, please follow on Instagram, over 2,400 posts presently. And lastly, on Facebook. Well, back to the table.